Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Chayam Udhirayat Nastapreshu Apatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamas Loker Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki Grantaraj Sima Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we read today from Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 9th chapter, text 44. Na palye api matir mayam adharme ramate kvachit napashyam uttamas lokat anyat kinchana vastu aham napalyapi matirmayam adharme ramate kvachit napashyam uttamaslokat napashyam uttamaslokat anyat kinchana vastyaham na not palye in childhood api indeed mati attraction mayam of me adharme in irreligious principles ramate and choice kvachit at any time na nor apashyam I saw uttamash lokat then the personality of Godhead anyat anything else kinchana anything vastu substance aham I. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maharaj Khatvanga, thinking to himself, I was never attracted, even in my childhood, by insignificant things or irreligious principles. I did not find anything more substantial than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. Maharaj Khatvanga provides a typical example of a Krishna-conscious person. A Krishna-conscious person does not see anything to be important but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, nor does he accept anything within this material world as being unconnected to the Supreme Lord. As stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, 8th chapter, text 274, Stavara Changamateke Nateke Tara Murti Sarvatrahaya Nichaishta Devaspurti. The Mahabhagavat, the advanced devotee, certainly sees everything mobile and immobile, but he does not exactly see their forms. Rather, everywhere he immediately sees manifest the form of the Supreme Lord. Although a devotee is within the material world, he has no connection with it. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. He accepts this material world in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee may be engaged in earning money, but he uses that money for propagating the Krishna consciousness movement by constructing large temples and establishing worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Khatvanga Maharaj, therefore, was not a materialist. A materialist is always attached to wife, children, home, property, and many other things for sense gratification. But as stated above, Khatvanga Maharaj was not attached to such things, nor could he think of anything existing without the purpose of the Supreme Lord. Ishavasyamidam sarvam. Everything is related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, this consciousness is not for the ordinary person, but if one takes to the path of devotional service as prescribed in the Nectar of Devotion, he can be trained in this consciousness and attain perfect understanding. For a Krishna-conscious person, nothing is palatable without a relationship with Krishna. Na balye pi matir mayam adharme ramate kvachit napasyam uttamash lokat anya kinchana pastvyaham. I was never attracted, even in my childhood, by insignificant things or irreligious principles. I did not find anything more substantial than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnana Gananchana Salakayam Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Katamayam Dadati Svabhadantikam Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahoditau Gaudadaya Pushpavanto Chitta Shanto Tamonadau. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu, Dina Bandha Chagapate, Gopisha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namostate. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Asadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here in the first section, first part of the 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the glorious descendants of the Surya dynasty, Surya Vamsha, are described. They're all saintly kings, Rajarshis, with proper behavior, never performing any adharmic activities. The second half of this book, of the 9th canto, describes the Somavamsa, the descendants of the moon god, where also great kings, Rajarshis, appeared. In that family line, Lord Krishna and Balaram appeared. And in the line of Surya, amongst great kings, Lord Ramachandra and his 3 brothers appeared. So in that actually the line of the Surya Vamsa comes from Vaivashvata Manu. He's the 6th Manu. The 6th Manu is known as Vaivashvata Manu, the son of Vivashvan. Vivashvan is the name of the sun god. And the son of the sun god is Vaivashvata Manu. He became Manu, the 6th Manu. There are 14 Manus in the day of Brahma. And Vaivashvata Manu became the 6th one. So in his line, his descendants became very glorious, because Manu means the father of mankind, of human civilization, of doing good, doing something beneficial for the world. Because before Manu appeared, actually the first Manu, there was many miscreations by Brahma, and also adharmic principles appeared, who were actually all destroying the world. So Brahma thought, stop. stop. This cannot be happen now because I'm only starting the creation now. So, and therefore it cannot be destroyed. So he shake these adharmic principles away from him like a shadow or like something unwanted, anartha, not needed. But somehow or other, everything that became manifested by Brahma also took some kind of form. Therefore, adharma is also in this world with dharma together. There is positive things and negative things in this piety and unpiety in this world. But Brahma actually wanted to create the world with some auspicious elements in it, and therefore he created Manu. And Manu, he became the father of mankind, and from Manu the people became manifested, human beings, and they civilized mostly in the Bhumandala region, in this middle region of the universe, where one can go either up or you can go down. You have the free choice here to either go to the heavenly planets or go to hellish planets, or also attain liberation, going moksha or mukti. So this is the choice here. A demigod has no other choice. A demon has no choice. They're stick in that realm. They cannot make choice. Only humans can make choice, either going up or going down, or become liberated. From demigod platform, you cannot become liberated. Therefore, even the demigods that desire to take birth in Bharatvarsha, in this Bhumandala, it's one place, Bharatvarsha. It's this place where Vrindavan is the center, Mathura, Vrindavan, the center of, and other many holy places and rivers are there. It's the center of piety. Prabhuji, don't chant Hare Krishna during, you heard many times. It's not respectful. I know you are one of 24 hours, but you should be attentive. So Bharatvarsha is a pious land. Many great kings appeared in Bharatvarsha, in the two main dynasties, in the Surya and in the Soma Vamsa. In the Surya dynasty appeared from Vaivashvata Manu, appeared many descendants, and I mentioned a few of them before Khatvanga Maharaj appeared. Was Maharaj Ambarish. You heard in the Bhagavatam classes the story of Maharaj Ambarish. He was a very great devotee king. He was a Rajarshi who was not attracted to materialistic life. He was more dedicated of worshipping the Lord, the Supreme Lord, hearing, chanting, remembering, with everything. All 9 processes of devotional service he was applying in his life. And another great king in that line is Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku, he was famous, his son of Vivashvan. He became also a great king in this line, who was very exemplary and who had many descendants. And then in the Ikshvaku line, Mandata Maharaj, another great king, appeared. He's also mentioned in the 9th canto. I think you already went through it in your lectures here. And then from Mandata Maharaj, Harishchandra appeared. Harishchandra, very strict king with heavy principle. He would even sacrifice his own self and his family, his wife and his son and everything, for the Dharma. So for most, even devotees, when they hear and read about Harichandra story, you're shaking. Isn't it? You're shaking. It's so heavy. People in Kali Yuga, we cannot imagine what kind of principles the kings were following. Because nowadays we have no real kings, we have no real presidents. They're all Kali Chela. They're all followers of Kali Yuga. They're servant of Kali, not servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's a problem. And therefore, if the leader of the society is not devoted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Yagya Purusha, who is the source of everything, who is our father, our well-wisher, our supplier, and everything belongs to him. If this government is not engaging all things in the service of the Lord, and if they themselves are not engaging in the service of the Lord, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. But isn't Kali Yuga typical? Everyone is wasting time because they don't know the Vastu, the highest substance, origin of life, Tattva Vastu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are not aware about it. And therefore they create out of a place like Bharatvarsha or the Earth planet, who is actually meant for piety, for Dharma activities, they create a hell out of it and bring it down to hellish loka. At least in the mood, in the principles, everything becomes degraded. Therefore in Kali Yuga, we cannot understand these kind of principles from previous ages, from the Satya, Treta ages. In the Satya ages, all the Dharma principles were followed. In the Treta Yuga, one quarter of it was gone. In Dwapara, half of it was gone. In Kali Yuga, only one leg of the bull Dharma is left. Is Satyam, and even that is destroyed gradually. The truth. Who is speaking truth nowadays? Who is going for the truth nowadays? Practically nobody. Everyone is cheating. Everyone is lying. Nobody wants to follow the truth, because lying became the survival modus. That you can survive in a time like nowadays. You have to cheat. You have to lie. Otherwise, they think you cannot achieve anything. But the previous kings of Bharatvarsha, and even before Bharatvarsha appeared, were all very great saintly kings, Rajarshis. Another one famous is the dynasty of Sagara. Sagara, that means the Amshuman. Amshuman was a son or a descendant of Shagara Maharaj. And actually, thanks to Amshuman and later, and especially Bhagirath, the Ganga river, appeared in this world, who purifies all the three worlds. Upper, middle, and lower plant resistance become purified by the river flow of the Ganga. So actually, thanks to Bhagirath, Ganga is now flowing through Bharatvarsha to the ocean, merging in the ocean there, and going down to Bhoga, to the lower planets, and purifies that places too. And in this dynasty from Amshuman, this Khatvanga Maharaj appeared. Khatvanga appeared in the third or fourth generation after Amshuman as a great king. And then, of course, Lord Ramachandra is coming, and King Nimi and other pious, but they all appeared after Khatvanga Maharaj. So Khatvanga Maharaj is mentioned in the second canto Shukadev Goswami already mentions to Maharaj Parikshit about Khatvanga Maharaj. In the second canto, first chapter, text 13, he says, Khatvango nama rachashir gyatveya tam ihayusha muhurtat sarvam utsrichya gattavan abhayam harim. The saintly king Khatvanga, after being informed that the duration of his life would be only a moment, one muhurta, more, at once freed himself from all material activities and took shelter of the supreme Sevati, the supreme shelter, the personality of Godhead. So here Khatvanga Maharaj is mentioned to Maharaj Parikshit, because Maharaj Parikshit, he was in great anxiety. What was his anxiety? What was his anxiety? Only 7 days, 1 week remaining in my life, in my present life. Finish after that. What should I do? What should I do? And I only have 1 week left. 7 days. That was quoted. That was his quota of days. You can count the days in your 10 fingers. Finish. Parikshit Maharaj thought, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it. Although he was a king. He conquered Kali. He conquered, he protected Dharma and Bhumi from being killed by Kali. He conquered many directions in the kingdom of the Pandavas to increase and to maintain Dharma in his kingdom. So he could not take shelter. Kali principle could not take shelter in Maharaj Parikshit's kingdom. And that same Parikshit, when he became cursed, only 7 days you have to live now, he became afraid. Who is not afraid? Because everyone is attached, not maybe to money and kingdom ultimately, but to the body. Because nobody wants to die. Because dying is actually unnatural for the soul. The soul is eternal. So nobody wants to change body. Nobody wants to die. But death is certain. Krishna tells in the Gita, whoever takes birth, he has to die. Whoever dies takes birth again. From that point of view, it's a good hope. Life is eternally going on from one body to another. But it's not sure that next life I will be king again. That in the next life I will have a beautiful body again. That in next life I will be well situated again. That in next life I will be even a human being again. It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. So therefore, living entities who are in ignorance, they're in great fear of death, because they don't know what will be after death. Some conclude there will be nothing after death. Some they conclude maybe I will attain my mother and father and will join them where they are now. I go to my parents and meet them. Many people think like that. Many, they think like that. I will meet my parents and my grandparents again. I love them so much. They're waiting for me. I will go to them. But where they are, you don't know. If they're in heaven or in hell, or maybe born again in whatever form, you will go there. They will not look the same anymore. They will not recognize you anymore. Of course, you can. There's a proposal of Vedic scriptures that one can go to Pitri Loka, where the Pitris are, and join them there. Anyway, there's great fear of death. And for a devotee, of course, there's no problem of death, because a devotee knows I never die. When Prabhupada came here, in the end, few months before he left, they brought him from Rishikesh here, and he gave this famous address where he says, "Don't be afraid of that. I teach you how to die. So I want to show you also how to die as acharya." He says the devotee who lives with Krishna, he lives eternally with Krishna. He actually doesn't die. So a devotee is convinced about eternal life, not in the material world. There's an eternal life in the material world, changing body again and again and again. It's eternally going on. Even after material world is withdrawn in the body of Mahavishnu, the jivas who are not going back to the world, to Godhead, who are not becoming liberated, they take birth again. Next creation again, the same story. Just with different addresses, with different forms, with different names, with different qualities, but with the same karma, more or less, from previous life. That is not forgotten. It's all recorded by the Super Soul, by Yamaraj. It's in the nature and deep in the consciousness. The program is there of all our piety and of our sins. And according to that, we always have to take birth again and again. So Maharaj Khatvanga, he was actually very intelligent. And he is given as an example also to Maharaj Parikshit, who was similarly intelligent, to think, to surrender ultimately to Krishna. So Shukadev Goswami, he wanted to pacify Parikshit Maharaj with the famous example of Shastra, of Khatvanga Maharaj, who had no fear of that. He was a great hero. Like Kshatriya means hero, otherwise he's not a Kshatriya, he's a woman. Kshatriya is hero, he has no fear. Therefore ultimately he even doesn't have fear of that. So he's not and he doesn't break adharmic principles. Even if a Kshatriya kills, it's not against his dharma. Because if the Kshatriya kills, if somebody attacks, or for the sake of the citizens and for the kingdom, that's not killing, that's fulfillment of dharma. But if he kills somebody who runs away, or who is afraid, or who is surrendered unto him, or he is weaker than him, and if he kills him and punishes, that's adharma. And Khatvanga Maharaj, he never followed adharmic principles, even in his childhood. Like Srila Prabhupada also told. I was born in Vaishnava family, and I was always trained by my father, parents, how to follow Vaishnavism Dharma, Vaishnava Dharma. Vaishnava Dharma is Shaiva Dharma. It's the religion of the soul. And if one gets good parents, by good mercy and the arrangement of the Lord, of course Prabhupada was Nitya Siddha, so he took birth in Vaishnava family, and they got all the training, how to execute devotional service, how to worship deity, how to perform Ratha Yatra, how to cook, how to play musical instruments. He learned all that. Only one thing he didn't learn from parents, that's to preach, the mission. This he didn't got from the parents, he got from his guru. Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he gave him this mission: you should preach, print books, don't open temples, because temples are just becoming occupied by, not very advanced devotees who are mostly more interested in nice living facility, nice food, Mahaprasadam many times in the day, and then quarreling about position, quarreling about different kinds of insignificant things. Sometimes significant, sometimes insignificant. So a lot of politics are going on, even to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's time. So he told, better we sell all this marble and this temple utensils, and you should print books. So whenever you have money, famous expression of Srila Prabhupada, and my Guru Maharaj told, whenever you get money, print books, preach, distribute books. So that was Prabhupada's dharma. Yuktavara Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in one of his books, Bhakti-yoga, very nice, one of my favorite books of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, another word for Yukta Vairagya is Dharma. Or another word for Dharma is Yukta Vairagya. That means engaging everything for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That means a devotee doesn't have to not to be. We should not think about a devotee has no possessions, who has no positions, who has no engagements, who is just sitting in a solitary place chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra or absorbing in some Swarup meditation in Nitya Lila, that he is advanced devotee. And those who are preaching and who are maintaining temples and for the preaching activity, that they are not advanced. It's actually not like that. Because one can also renounce prematurely and imitate something like Haridas Thakur principles, and other great devotees, renunciates, vairagis, who dedicated their whole life in Krishna consciousness, without any desires, without any even in mind desires or contemplations. They were completely pure. As long as one is not completely pure and absorbed in attachment to Krishna, one should not renounce. That's a principle. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he speaks very clearly in Bhakti-yoga about it. He warns, don't accept the renounced order of life, don't become a vairagi if you're not pure in your mind and you're unfixed and attached to Krishna. You have to practically be a self-realized soul, otherwise don't renounce. So all the great renunciates after Lord Chaitanya in our Sampradaya and also in other Sampradayas, they were completely faithful and convinced and absorbed in the absolute truth. Therefore they could renounce. If you renounce without being fixed, connected, hooked up with the absolute truth, where is your shelter? Where is your shelter? If you renounce. So we all need shelter. We need all vastu, a shelter. And if you don't have a shelter, if you renounce, sooner or later we will fly away. We will fall down. Therefore, we should not renounce unless your self-realized soul is not fully attached to Krishna in rati, and come to the level of bhava and prema. Then naturally you renounce. Then even the gopis renounce. They were not sannyasis, they were not vairagis, but they renounced. They're the best example of renunciation, the Braja gopis. Lord Chaitanya told, perfection of life, to follow footsteps of Braja gopis. How they renounced everything because out of craziness and attachment to Krishna. People think they're crazy. They're young girls giving up everything, husband, house, shelter, good name, their dharma principle, everything they gave up just to meet this young boy Krishna in the forest, in the jungle here in Vrindavan. that time jungle. It was jungle. So, and the girls going there to meet Krishna, they gave up everything. They renounced, perfectly renounced. Therefore, when Krishna tested them, what you are doing here, my dear girls, middle in the night, you come to meet me, what your parents, husbands will say, what your social, what will happen with your name, with your social prestige. Please go home. Don't ruin yourself. But gopis didn't. The gopis didn't follow Krishna's advice. No, they even chastised him. That you're deceiving us. You play the flute, to hook our hearts to your lotus feet, to meet you. Because of you we came. So how you can reject us? Therefore, ultimately, Krishna, he had to give himself to the gopis, because he realized that the gopis fully sold themselves, dedicated their lives to Krishna. Everything, body, mind, and words, fame, family, everything, they did for the sake of pleasing Krishna. Therefore, that's Yukta Vairagya also. This is the perfect renunciation. By engaging their bodily qualities in the service of Krishna. So therefore, the gopis are the best example of those who became detached and gave up everything. Therefore, we should not give up anything, as long we are not really attached to Krishna. That's a very important principle what our scriptures and what our acharyas are saying. Don't give up anything. Rather, you should engage. You should work according to your dharma, according to your occupation, according to your nature. Swadharma, parinishtaya, janmalabha param pumsham, ante narayana smriti, so that we ultimately can remember Lord Narayana in the time of death. To remember Lord Narayana in the time of death, we have to apply it now in our life. Otherwise, it will be very difficult just to hope for mercy or by good luck. I can remember Krishna and then go back to Krishna. Krishna will take me. No, we should endeavor and use all our qualities and our possessions. As Bhagavatam states, Etavan chamma sapalyam dehinam iha dehishu prana arta dhyavacha shraya acharanam sadha. Now we have to attain the rare human form of life. Now we should use this human form of life to engage our prana arta dhyavacha. Our arta means our possessions, our achievements, artha, diya, our intelligence, the prana, life energy, if we have. Like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to say, those who have life, they preach. Those who have prana, because if prana is out, we have only a dead body, there is no more life. The more we're getting old, prana is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. So therefore we always have to take care. As long we have still prana in the body, we can preach, we can serve Krishna, we can engage in devotional service and do something pleasing for Guru Maharaj and for the parampara, and ultimately for mercy, for satisfaction of Gaunitai and their Lordship Radha Krishna, Krishna Balaram. Then we can do something pleasing, to use our prana. Prana is not only breathing, because blacksmith belly is also breathing, but there's no life in it. So the body who is breathing but has no spirit of devotional service is actually not alive. It's just the blacksmith's belly. What happens if the blacksmith's belly is blowing the air in the fire of lust, of samsara, of repeated burden that will increase and will be enhanced, definitely. Double, 10 times, 1,000 times. So therefore, we should use the prana for preaching, to serve Krishna or serve the preaching mission. That's Krishna consciousness will be spread according to the desire of and original desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is our Vastu. He is our Yagya Purusha. We have to please Lord Chaitanya. He is the Mahapurusha. Vande Mahapurusha te charanara vindam. Tyaktva sadushchicha surepsita racha lakshmim dharmishta arya vachasat yat agat aranyam. Mayam rigam daiti epsitam anvadavad vande Mahapurusha te charanara vindam. Bhagavatam 11th canto. Navayagendra, one of them, he mentioned that the Mahapurusha, the Supreme Lord, he appeared in three forms, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Lord Ramachandra, and as Lord Krishna. And in both ways they show the attachment, how much attachment they have. But not the attachment for nothing, to make a show, to become a show bottle yogi. No, the attachment to show attachment to Krishna, and to show the living entity an example how to serve actually Krishna, to become eternally happy and satisfied and liberated. This example, even the Mahapurusha is doing. He renounced everything, and he became detached for the sake of Maya Mriga, Daiti Epsitam Andvadavad, Vande Mahapurusha te Charanara Vindam. So because he is looking out of compassion for the fallen souls who lost themselves in the Maya Samsara, in the jungle of material existence, to save them. To save them. So the Lord himself did activities for the benefit of others. So what to speak of the servants of the Lord? Therefore even Khatvanga Maharaj, although Khatvanga Maharaj, he was engaged in warfare for the pleasure of the demigods, because demigods always have some enemy, some demon problem, as we know, somewhere on the earth or between heaven and earth, some demons create a problem for the demigods. So then sometimes they request an earthly king who was very powerful. Khatvanga Maharaj, he was practically the emperor of all Bharatvarsha. So they request him for help. So he fought. He was fighting long time for the sake of the demigods, and he conquered the demons, thanks to him. So the demigods ultimately, they want to give him a benediction. They were very satisfied. My dear Khatvanga Maharaj, we're very pleased with your help. Now you have a desire. Take a desire. Because whenever you please Deva, also the Supreme Lord, you have to speak out the desire. A sankalpa has to be there. Otherwise, if you have not a sankalpa when you meet the Lord, or in your purpose of devotional service or doing any activities, that means a desire whom you actually want to please, what you want to attain, what benefit, what result you like to get. If you don't have that, then you just act, like a blind person or a foolish person without goal, without knowing anything. Therefore, so many devotees also struggle because you have no sankalpa. Sankalpa to serve, to please the Yagya Purusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's the Supreme Artadam. Panchama Purushartha Prema Pumartha Mahan. That's the ultimate Artadam. And Khatvanga Maharaj, also the devas, they could give him immortality, because the Amaras, they drink always Somaras, nectar of immortality, Amrit. So therefore they are known as immortals. You can live with us, attain heavenly planets, and become one of the immortals. We can give you a beautiful heavenly Apsara as a wife, or as a spouse to enjoy. Or you can have a lot of opulences like that, heavenly opulences. But he says, no, yet. This is not my desire now. I only have a desire to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I want to serve Him. I want to attain Him. And therefore, I don't want to fight anymore. Can you please tell me what is my remaining time? That was my only desire. How much time I have left? Then they told him, 1 muhurta. 1 muhurta is 48 minutes. It's a few minutes, less than 1 hour. So less than 1 hour he had time to prepare himself, to get rid of his army dress and weapons, and to go to his palace to prepare, to tell everyone, so I'm renouncing now. And he went to the forest. And there he sat down and he chanted Hare Krishna, whatever mantra to attain the Supreme Lord, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And this way he made his perfection perfect. Because it's not easy sometimes, if you're occupied in your duty, and when the time comes, 48 minutes, less than 1 hour, so to immediately switch and focus mind on Krishna. So he told, I can do it because whole life, from beginning of my life, like in Srila Prabhupada's life, because of his beginning of life, training was there, Dharma principles, that the Supreme Lord is the goal of life. And this is implanted in the heart of a pious person who appears in the glorious, pious family, that he has this Vastu, Uttama Shloka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is glorified with chosen prayers, that He is in his heart. He is my goal, He is my life, He is my bread, He is my power, He is the success in my life. And therefore only thanks to Him I could do many wonderful superhuman things and help the demigods for victory. But ultimately a king even have to give up all these dear things, position, victory, money, women, position, everything, palaces, give up. Like they're nothing in his life, because they have no meaning in life ultimately. The only thing what has meaning in life, what has Vastu, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, Srila Bhakti-yoga Thakur, Srila Bhakti-yoga Thakur in Bhakti-yoga, I want to read to the end. He speaks about desires. Another meaning of Laulia is desire. As pointed out at the beginning of the essay, desires are of two types, desire for material enjoyment and desire for liberation. Unless one gives up both types of desires, one cannot practice pure devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami has written in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Bhukti Mukti Spriha Yavat, Pishachi Ridi Vartate, Tavat Bhakti Sukhasyatra Katam Abhyudayo Bhavet. The material desire to enjoy the material world and the desire to become liberated from material bondage are considered to be like two witches who hunt or possess one like ghosts. As long as these witches remain within the heart, how can one feel transcendental bliss? As long as they remain in the heart, there is no possibility of enjoying the transcendental bliss of devotional service. So bhukti, mukti, these attempts of liberation or enjoy material benefits are like two witches. They should be rejected. With determination, to surrender to Krishna. There are two types of material enjoyments, worldly and heavenly. He points out, wealth, women, children, opulences, kingdom, victory, good food, good sleep, peaceful mind, associating with women for sense enjoyment, good birth and other pleasures are all mundane pleasures. Going to heaven and drinking nectar there, Amrit, as well as sense gratification free and be free of old age are all heavenly enjoyments. When the heart is filled with the desire to enjoy, one cannot selflessly worship Krishna. Therefore, unless the desire for enjoyment is completely uprooted from the heart, one's progress in devotional service will be obstructed. And then he speaks about favorable greed. In this regard, there is one thing to be said. If all these material enjoyments are favorable to devotional service, then householders can accept them without sin. In that case, all these enjoyments are not called enjoyments, but rather they are means of progress in a devotee's life. Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated, Dharmasya hi pavargasya nartor tapaya kalpate nartasya dharmakantasya kamo labhaya hi smrita. 129. All occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. They should never be performed for material gain. Furthermore, according to sages, one who is engaged in the ultimate occupational service should never use material gain to cultivate sense gratification. Kamasya nendriya pritir labho jiveta yavataha jivasya tattva jigyasya nartha yasceha karmabhi. Life's desire should never be directed towards sense gratification. One should desire only a healthy life or self-preservation, since a human being is meant for inquiry about the absolute truth. Nothing else should be the goal of one's works. Another name of dharma or occupational service is yukta vairagya, that we already discussed. Desire for liberation must be rejected. There are 5 types, like that. So, dharma means yukta vairagya, to always engaging for the pleasure, performing one's occupational duty for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In whatever varna and ashrama one is, in whatever, if you are a grihastha or if you are a sannyasi, one should engage accordingly to our dharma, our nature, and also the duties given to our there's grihastha dharma, there's sannyasa dharma, there's brahmachari dharma, there is stri dharma, woman dharma, kshatriya dharma. That's all given in the Bhagavatam, in the 5th canto, in the 7th canto, Narada, especially the Yudhishthira Maharaj. 11th canto, Krishna to Uddhava also describes Varnashram Dharma, all the different occupations and duties of a pious person who is in the Varna and Ashrama. So we have these wonderful examples, great Mahajans, great personalities. Although Khatvanga Maharaj is not in the list of Mahajans, he's a Mahajan because he followed the Mahajan example. And everyone who follows the Mahajan example is a Mahajan. Those who are not following Mahajan, who are following the Durjana, they become Durjana. They become misguided, they become foolish. So therefore we are very fortunate. We have opportunity here to take shelter here in Vrindavan Dham, not in adharmic way, but in a dharma way, to engage in the service of Srila Prabhupada and the wonderful deities and all the Vaishnavas and the holy Dham, to make our life in this way perfect. At least that we can do something. We don't have to do something what only looks good and what is popular. Do just something pleasing, even if it is insignificant service in humble mood, to serve Guru Maharaj and to serve the Vaishnavas and to serve the deities Radha Krishna, Gaurnitai, Krishna Balaram, and the Holy Dham, then a lot of blessing will be there. And if one has a short life or still a long life ahead of us, doesn't matter. One is preparing in this direction. And Shukadev Goswami, he gave this example of Khatvanga Maharaj as to show to Parikshit, you have still 7 days to live. Khatvanga Maharaj, only 48 minutes. You think it's only very short. Just see, it's very long. In comparison with 48 minutes, 20, it's less than 1 hour, it's 24 times 7. 24 times 7 times longer. Maharaj Parikshit has the time, and therefore Shukadev Goswami said, you have enough time. Don't be afraid that you are not prepared. You can still prepare yourself. It's because you have the Vastu in your heart. You have Krishna. Krishna is there already since your birth, even in the womb. So it's only a question that you just focus. You learn how to focus, and if you focus on the proper Krishna lotus feet, proper goal, then that will ultimately be success. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Simapakatam Ki Jai. Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna.